Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Fallon, and I'd like to say happy winter solstice and thought I'd come on here real quick and share a few things with you, a ritual and a spell that I'm going to perform tonight, and it's something abundance related and wish related. The winter solstice here is the shortest day of the year, and it's when the sun is at its lowest point in the sky. So I'm in the northern hemisphere, and it occurred today um, at 10:03 a.m. Eastern Time. I thought this would be a good time to get on YouTube and show you a couple ritual spells that I normally perform around this time or on this exact date. So let's begin. First, I want to talk about the ritual that I do. And I'm not the only one that does it, but it's a 12-day you can just call it kind of like a wish, 12 wishes that we write on a piece of paper here, and you roll it up 12 pieces of paper. You write down one wish on each of these pieces of paper, and then, you roll it up, and then you'll put it in a bowl, and, you mix it up, them all together, and then you pick one piece of paper out from the bowl and you burn it. You light it up and burn it. And you just think about, all your wishes and for the coming year of what you wish for, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations, anything, any of your desires, basically 12 desires that you have, goals. You will write it down and then put in a bowl. So starting tonight, you'd want to do that. You just basically, this is one piece of paper, but I would just imagine this is a pen. I write down my wish. Okay. And then and I do this after I do this abundance spell, and you roll it towards you because you want it to come to you. Okay. So, always when you're folding the paper, it's towards you. You roll it towards you and you fold it towards you. So let's say this is a rolled piece of paper, and let's say this is a bowl. You put it in there until you get 12 pieces of paper in here, and then you mix it up. So tonight you'd start with the burning of one of your wishes, basically, and it's going the prayer, it's like a prayer. It's going into the ethers, either the atmosphere. And you're not going to look at it though. You're just going to take it as it's rolled up, and you're going to burn this, right? Every single day you take one. And then on New Year's Day, you'll have one left. You'll take it out, and then you can read that one. And that will be like the goal that you will put the most effort in. The other 11 wishes, goals, dreams, aspirations, the gods, goddesses, whatever you pray to will be working on that for you. It's like a petition, basically. So that is one of the rituals that I like to do for, on this day, basically every year. But I do that on after I perform the a very quick spell, which I'm going to show you how I do it. And if you want to try it, check it out, see if it works for you. And I'll probably write at least one article on this on the website, and maybe two. One specifically going into the wish, the 12 wishes, right? Because you'd be starting it tonight, so that gives you, till the 31st. So starting today. So, and then the 1st of January is your 12th wish. And that's the one that you can look at and focus on for this coming year. So anyway, this is just a kind of a quick show you how I do it, quick abundance spell. So because it's an abundance spell, you can use green candles, gold candle, even a white candle. If you have nothing else, you can use a white candle. And I chose a green candle because I'm focusing, on abundance, monetary abundance, expansion, multiplying, tripling, whatever the funds, for this coming year. So I just decided to choose green. And I'm also like, this time of year, green is it's also a popular color, so whatever reminds you of money, um, green reminds me of abundance, money, growth, expansion, green nail polish, for this year is good also because it reminds you, of your goals, if money is what you're trying to draw in for this coming new year. Green's good, it goes with Christmas and Yule and all that. So okay, first thing you do, right? You get your candle. Now, people say that it's you want to make sure your candle's cleansed, right? Because who knows who's been touching this or whatever. You can use moon water. You can sage it. I personally do not like the smell of sage at all. So I probably won't be using, I wouldn't be using that. Palo Santo, not crazy about smoke myself, so you can, knock on, almost like knock on wood, but you knock on candle. Holy water, I guess you can use, Florida water. I don't like the smell of Florida water either, so I'm not going to be doing that. But something different that, you can use is you can use like sound, like bells, a chime or something like that, which is probably what I will do here, um, to cleanse, to cleanse this candle and prepare it. So I will just take, sound and just kind of go like that. And, I'll even kind of just run it through here, get rid of all the negative energies. You can do it a number of times you prefer. 3, if 3 is a number, a lucky number, whatever. Just until you feel that the stagnant energy is gone there, you can use numerology to do that, or whatever you feel is right. So then you're going to want to carve symbols on it. So, for example, Well, let me, money symbols, right? You can do money symbols. You can do, I don't know, like a pentacle. You can write your birthday, I don't know, let's just say your birthday falls on, whatever month, whatever year, your name, right? You can do that. You can do a sigil. Sigil. Um, Words. Um, let's say you play the lottery. Lottery or money come to me or um, quit fast cash. Um, you can be very creative with this. This is not like, I don't know. This isn't like, there's not really any rules here. I mean, not really. You have to. It's all in your mind. Whatever gets your mind to, with the correct intention and the energy to draw um, money to you, abundance to you. That's what it is. Is only you know that. You're the one that is going to know what feels right to you. Um, but these are just some ideas. You can do the infinity sign, or whatever. Like, um, lucky, luck. You can write down luck. So anyway, that's just some ideas. And what you do, or at least what I'm going to do right now, is I'm going to write down some symbols here. And then I'm probably going to pause this video right now because I'm not sure. This could take, a while if I don't. But anyway, you can use like some sort of utensil like this. You can use a knife. For a small candle like this, you can even use like a toothpick. Might be easier to write on. You can use thorns, which I haven't shown here. But anyway, I'm going to pause this video right now. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right now, so it doesn't take as long, to show you how to do this. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my symbols carved in this candle. Now, one thing I did not mention is that I like to carve my symbols and rotate it. Um, I guess you could say like in a clockwise manner, or, towards me, right? So just carve, as you're rotating towards you. So now that I have that done, there are different ways to anoint, probably three main ways to anoint this candle. Um, where you'll use oil. Now, let's talk about the oils. The I guess, your all-purpose, you don't want to make it too difficult. Like, I mean, this is what I do, and you can figure out what's best for you. But for me, I try and make it very simple. Virgin oil. It's an all around good purpose oil to use. So that's one of the main three oils I use. Also, if you have a fast luck oil or an abundance oil, something like that, fast cash oil, you can use that. But if, we're talking about people that are busy, they don't have things right offhand. This is substitutes that you could use. Coconut oil is another one. Um, yeah, those would be the ones I'd probably use if I didn't have some sort of, you know, money luck oil or whatever. So and also now you don't have to do this, but I like to also use gold because I'm trying to attract, I want the more, I guess the more beautiful this is, right? You always want to attract, help from the spirit world towards you. So, the colors would be gold, glitter. Um, Now, if you don't have it on hand, you can get creative and use your, gold eyeshadow or something. I mean, or something like that. Now I have that here because I don't have the gold glitter with me at the moment. I don't have that available, so I use what's available. And uh so so you would dress, you would start dressing and anointing right now. Herbs. I have basil here, fresh basil. You can crush that up. Go ahead and crush that up, you know. Not necessary though. For me, I'm just going to use my hands and get as small as I can and mix this with the cinnamon. Basil, it, corresponds to abundance. I'll be doing an article on that. Cinnamon as well, it's fast acting. Like the fastest magic um is using fire, you know. So this is why we're doing candle magic. Um, so real quick, let me just go over a couple of these things before I start dressing and anointing. So yeah, I have cinnamon here, and that's for fast action and speedy wins. So if I'm doing scratch offs or something like that, lottery, I obviously want this to go quickly. Patchouli is good to draw long-term earthy wealth. Peppermint, if you're picking numbers or whatever for mental clarity. Basil, right here, it's a classic. It's a money magnet for general abundance. And then bergamot for success and uplifting lucky vibes. Now, I have that oil somewhere. I just can't find it. So that's why I'm not going to be anointing, or I mean, I'm sorry, I have that oil with that, and I just don't know what I did with it, so I won't be using that. I'm just going to use um just general money oil here that I've had for a while. So now with this anointing, you rub the oil onto the candle in a direction that matches, your intention. So I want to bring that to me. So that's how I would go ahead and go about anointing this candle. As I mentioned before, there are different ways to anoint. Now, this is how I like to do it. You just take a little bit, a little bit's going to go a long way. Now, you're going to wonder why I'm doing it this way, but I will explain it. But this is how I would do it with two fingers from the top, go to the middle. and then from the base. And now, I'm going in a clockwise or towards me. And this would go up towards the middle. So from top to middle and from the bottom to the middle. Now, this step is not really like, I don't see a lot of people doing this, but I do this, and I know of somebody that swore up and down this is the way you do it. But you put you put energy into this, right? So, going towards the middle and towards me, I'm putting a lot of energy into my intention. You're basically giving the candle massage. Um, so I even kind of feel the wake up. But at this point, you're thinking of your intention, and you're putting a lot of thought into this. And if you need more oil, well, this is what I do. I mean, like I said, intention is a lot of it. So you just go ahead and you know, add more in the direction. Visualizing what your goals are and that it's already there. Um, money's in the bag. You can even say, your spell out loud, you know, um, that kind of thing. You can, for example, say, something like shiny coins and folding green, best wealth that I've ever seen. From the candle to my hand, bring the riches of the land, something like that. Um, you're really putting all this intention on your desire, your goals, your dreams. You're envisioning that it's already there, it's happened. So that's that, right? Now you want to dress this candle as well. After you've anointed, put your intention into it. So, that's where the cinnamon comes in. It's fast. Actually, I don't want to use too much. So, you just dab in your, coming your direction. Just using a little bit here. So, okay. So anyway, your basil as well. This should have been already crushed up. I didn't, I, I'm not trying to be perfect here. This in a perfect world probably would have been crushed up a little bit. Now, because this is fresh basil, I'm just putting the herbs here, right? They're not dried, but that's okay. You can continue, the anointing process here. Also, I forgot to mention, you can use blood and spit spit especially for this. Now, of course, I'm not doing that, tonight. I'm not trying to gross anybody out who is grossed out by that kind of stuff. But anyway, that is something that you can do. Now, if I had glitter, I'd put glitter here during the rubbing process, but because I don't, let's just, well, let's try it with this one. Let's try with this. This is, it's not exactly gold. Let's just, I haven't, I've never done this. Normally I have. Now, see, that's shiny though. It has a lot of gold flakes in there. So you go from top to the middle. Um, Now, you could also use your eyeshadow. This is gold. Okay, this is a gold color, and dress it that way. But really, I would probably say that it'd be best just to get on Amazon the glitter powder part, and just sprinkle it there. This works. I mean, this works. Go ahead and from towards me, from bottom to the middle. It still works. At some point, I'm going to get back into doing spells and offering them for others because I've seen a need for that again. And I'm getting a little more time. Here we go. Here, let's try this, see how that looks. And I'm talking baneful, like black magic spells even. I mean, I'm, you know, not just the white magic, just saying. If you're gonna need those services, I will be offering them again. I'll let you know when I do. So now that that's all nice and glittered up, then you take your cinnamon and your herbs and then you start rolling towards you. So as you can see, it's yeah, just get some a little bit on the top. Be careful now when you do this, be careful. I have to let you all know that you don't want to leave the house, when you have this. If for any reason you have to, I would put this in the tub or something. I mean, in your bathroom, somewhere where a fire can't start. But I would not recommend leaving anything unattended for, that's, you're taking a chance, you're taking risks. But, you know, just, it's common sense, I guess, but I just have to mention it. Okay, so, all right, so this is about ready. I mean, so you go ahead, place it on your holder. Hell, I could just like that. You're gonna light this up. Okay. So it's all lit now. you know, you can, actually, I think I have, you can, you know, ring the bell, visualize, put your hands, over this, um, stare at it for, until it all goes down. I mean, meditate. This is basically, it's the fire is burning, it's started. The process has started. Your wishes are going to the spirit world, and um you know they're hearing your wishes, dreams, and all that. So this has started. Now if you don't want it to burn all the way down, you can. Now this is what I do: either snuff this, if you got to go somewhere, snuff it and then relight it when you get back. Or let's say you want to do this for the 12 days. I mean, this is a small candle, so chances are you wouldn't be doing this for the 12 days. But if you do want to, um, every 5 minutes, whatever, you know, you can pinch it. I'm not going to do that right now, but you can do that as well. Um, you can also repeat, your affirmations. You can talk to it. Um, you can check the flame to see, how it's looking, if you're going to get, your if you're going to get what you want, basically. You can, like I said, you can keep on saying, like a spell you wrote, affirming your spell. You can repeatedly say, like shiny coins, unfolding green, best wealth that I've ever seen. From the candle to my hand, bring the riches of the land. You can repeat that. You can just, like I said, meditate. Um, and also you can, um, you can ring a bell. You can use your chime again. If you feel, if you feel like it, you can. I mean, to bring more positive energy to this, to attract the spirit world, into helping you. So I mean, it's whatever really works for you. Whatever works for you. This tends to work for me. Now, this is a simple spell that a lot of you can do. Um, I have a lot more elaborate stuff I do, but I didn't. There's no reason to make things complicated, at least to start. If this works for you, great. If you need more, help or whatever, maybe at some point I'll do a program or start, some classes or programs or whatever, on it, or offer the services again. But I thought this was a good video just to do tonight to help you all out, because I know money is tight for many people, and this is a focus for a lot of people coming into the new year. Um, with the 12-day ritual that I was telling you about, the 12 wishes, right? You put in a bowl, like you put them all in there, and then starting tonight, you take one out, you burn it, into the atmosphere. It's going up into the heavens like a prayer. I have done this. I have actually used the flame and just burned my paper, every night. So I'd keep this kind of like this, and then just, burn. ashes fall down, whatever. And then the next night, take another piece of paper, burn. You don't look at it. You don't look at these. Remember to roll towards you after you write down your petition. Roll it towards you because you want it to come to you. Um, you burn that, right? So then on the 12th day is when you can read that paper, and that's before you burn it. And that is what's suggested that you focus on, a kind of like a way for you to help yourself, of all the things, so um, just an idea, creative idea that may help you out. So, all right, well, I'm going to leave you with that. I'll probably write an article on these two subjects that I talked about, and once I get the article up, I'll probably post it in the comments and description of this video. So you all have a great holiday. I'll probably do another who will you date next video in the next day or two, and possibly some other videos coming up. So stay tuned for that. All right, well, you all have a great evening. Take care, be safe, and we'll talk soon. Okay, now, bye for now.